design going forward. And Esther, thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you very much for the organizers also in the meeting right now. I really appreciate you guys that came early to join the meeting. Thank you very much for that. So, in order not to waste your time, let's just jump into it right now. I'm going to share my screen now, so you can let me know if you can see my screen. Please, anytime I get disconnected, please, you can, well, how will you let me know? So anyone can reach out to me. I guess, Esther, you have my contact, so please just let me know in case I get disconnected anytime.
All right, no problem. Thank
you.
Okay,
thank you. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So, please, I'll be asking a lot of questions. I will appreciate if you guys can answer. And you can just drop comments in case, so that it doesn't get rowdy. So when I ask a question, you can just drop it in the comments. I'll be reading your comments at the same time as I'm doing the, as we're going on with the presentation. So does anyone know anything about ChatGPT? I'm very sure quite a number of people know about ChatGPT here. So just write yes or no. So have you ever used ChatGPT before? So just drop yes or no in the comment section. If you've ever used ChatGPT before, just put yes. If no, just press no. So I want to know the number of people who has used the verb. Wow, this is nice. Quite a number of people has actually used it before. So I guess we're familiar with the app, with the platform. Okay, this is nice. Yes, yes. So I guess we have a lot of gurus here. Okay, that is nice. Okay, that's lovely. So virtually everyone here knows about ChatGPT. Okay, so I guess you guys will be the one to lecture me. I won't be saying anything all through this. So I will just lead on. Wow, this is amazing. Not even everyone virtually knows it. So I guess I'm meeting my teachers here. So I'm going to be your student. So you guys have to teach me a lot of things I don't know. So let's start. So I will not talk about this for now. Hopefully we'll talk about it towards the end of the program. Okay, so now Albert Einstein mentioned something. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. So for all of you that are actually familiar with ChatGPT, and for those who are not familiar with it, ChatGPT is an AI-based software or platform that allows you, that is actually is a text model platform that allows you to send prompts or text, and it responds to you in real time based on an artificial intelligence engine. So wherever you ask any question, it's going to respond to you. It's developed by a company called OpenAI. They develop open source AIs, and one of the products they released is called ChatGPT. So, and the platform, in case you want to access it, is just chatgpt.openai.com. So I'm going to share the link right in the group, just for those who are shy and doesn't know about the app. So you can read about it. And okay, if you go to openai.com, you're going to see the details about the platform and what it does. So let me see if I can go there. So you can keep reading about that while we go. I don't want to waste too much time telling us about the platform. This is the company, and the product they release is called ChatGPT that I just mentioned right now. So you can go to that link and read about it, so you get an understanding of it. So by the time we're going to experience what we want to do today, our product can do several things, but we're just going to talk about how it helps or makes life easy for designers, and different ways it has actually been infused into our design softwares. So the major thing about, I just want to point our attention to is that AI is not actually here to take our jobs. It's just here to assist us and gives us more expansion into the design world, whereby the limit of what you can achieve is the limit of your imagination. So as much as you can imagine, that is as much as what the AI can actually give to you. So let's go forward. About me, well, I've been into the design world just a short while ago. About 9 years now. I've explored different fields of design, talking about motion graphics, and I've even started from development. I graduated from Olamide Alowooja University. I studied computer engineering, and there I was able to start with a little bit of front end, even though I couldn't do much of back end. I went into motion graphics, went into graphic design, branding, and several other fields of design, even 3D. So later on, about 5 years ago, I decided to just stay focused on product design. And ever since then, it has been fun so far, exploring, working with different companies in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. It has been fun so far. So if you want to know more about me, I guess you can go to my website and just check more. So enough about me now. So does anyone know anything about design? I guess all of us are designers, virtually all. So I just wanted to drop a comment in the group. What stages of design process? So what are the major stages you know that is involved in actually a design process? Just drop it in the comment section. Stages in design process. Just drop anything you remember. It doesn't have to be in order. Just drop anyone you remember in the group, in the chat section. Hello, I hope you guys can hear me very well.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Research. That is nice. I think some are still missing. If you know what is missing, you can write it. Ideate. Okay, that's good. Design. Okay, prototype. I think it remains one. Testing. God bless you, Moses. So, wow, we have gurus here. Okay, that is very nice. So we have design, we have prototype, we have testing, we have ideas, we have research, we have empathize. So all through this design process, ChatGPT can actually assist us in actually performing virtually all through the process. But I'm not going to give you the insights. That is just an idea. So since we all know the design process, you know what it entails for you to work on any product or any projects you're working on. So I don't have to talk much about that anymore. So talking about all this process, which of this particular process is the most difficult part to you? So just drop the comments in the section now. So out of that design process, which of that part of design process is the most difficult for you? Just to you alone, just write only that section. I just need 2 comments or 3 comments. Talking about empathize, the research aspect. Okay, research, that's very nice. The define aspect, talking about, okay, ideate. Okay, that's nice. So I love the sections, research. So we have to research. Wow, that is a lot of research. Okay, so we are quite lucky. Based on what ChatGPT can actually achieve right now, should we talk about that now? So we'll talk about that later. Let me give you an insight. So what are the things ChatGPT can actually help you to do? So let's talk about that. ChatGPT can actually work as a creative catalyst. That is, can give you idea on what, give you new ideas when you're working on design. Can help with your user research as a user research partner. Perhaps you want to carry out research, just like Moses said, that the research aspect of design process is the most difficult for you. So you will see how we can apply ChatGPT to make research very easy for you. So virtual design critic, I can give you ideas on whatever design you've done and give you some critique concerning the main trends in the market, and so that you can know what to apply in your own design. Prototyping assistant, some of these features are not yet live. So we'll still talk about, when I go into the app, I will show you some other things that quite not accessible for the free version and what is accessible to you for the paid version. We have content creation, usability testing, visual design muse, design system enabler, collaborative design tool, and transporting guru. So all these, don't worry, you don't have to cram anything. So we're going to practice how it's going to assist us if all these things were true, or maybe it's just a random copy. So let's try one now. So we'll go for everything we're going to be talking about now. We'll pick a scenario of a designer. We'll pick a scenario of a designer, what the person is going through, and how ChatGPT can actually assist you to achieve or solve a particular problem as a designer. So all this, you don't need to cram anything. We're going to take it one at a time and explore how ChatGPT will assist you while working as a designer. So I hope you all get all that for now. Okay, thank you. So now let's choose, the first one now is unleashing creativity, how ChatGPT can be as a design assistant. So the guy here is called James. He's a struggling product designer seeking fresh ideas for a new product. So what he wants to achieve based on what he has learned about what ChatGPT can do is that he wants to generate a wide range of creative concepts to overcome the creative block that he has. Perhaps he just got employed at a new startup and he was told to work to build an app for them, but he doesn't even know where to start. So how can ChatGPT be your design assistant at least walk you through for all through your design process and give you ideas on how to achieve that particular project you want to work on. So right now, let's quickly see what James would do. The action is going to perform right now. So we're going to try it out and we'll see if this will really give us the results that is written here. So now, this is the interface for ChatGPT. It's just a very blank platform, which I love the simplicity of the design. So for free version, you're not going to see these two here. I guess you're going to see GPT-3 for anyone who enters if you go to this particular link now. So but for me, I'm using a premium version. That's why you can see these two extra versions, GPT 3.5 and GPT 4. What you can do with GPT 3 is that it's just like what you can do with 3.5. 3.5 is an advanced version of the free version of 3. And we have GPT 4, which has more features like plugins, you have code interpreters, and you have more features like Bing and other things that integrate with your system. But don't worry about all this. I'm going to make sure I use GPT 3.5 for you, such that in case you're using the free version, you can do virtually everything I'm going to be doing right here. So now, I'm going to ask a question now. So what industry should we use? Let's imagine James is working in what industry? Perhaps let's choose, for example, let's say he's working with a fintech company, just got employed in a fintech company, and he was employed as a junior or a mid-level designer, and he was given to work on perhaps their mobile app that they just want to launch, just like that of Kuda. So what I'm going to do now, entering ChatGPT for the first time, what you're going to do, there are some basic prompts you use in ChatGPT to communicate with it. Imagine ChatGPT as your best friend or as your designer friend that assists you all through your design process. So you speak to it as if you're speaking to your friend. That is how I speak to it. So what I'm going to do now is, assuming for a designer now, I'm going to tell you to act. You can see what I'm going to write now. I hope you can see my screen. Act as perhaps let me just say senior product designer, because I want him to be able to give me high-end solutions. So product designer. Okay. Write out the design process for a new fintech company mobile app. Called, what should we give it? Let's call it Pixels. Which helps young children to save money. So this is the idea. Let's imagine this is the company that James is working with. So as a designer, I went into ChatGPT and tried to tell you, okay, I'm a product designer, perhaps a senior product designer, and please write out the design process for me to create a fintech app. And the name of the company is called Pixels. And that app, what it does is helps young children to save money. So you can see right here, it gives me a result of my design process research, just like you guys have mentioned, user personas, information architecture, wireframe, blah, 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 blah. So you can, I'll share the link to this chart so that you can go through everything we just practiced. So how does ChatGPT now assist him? So now he's struggling with products and seeking fresh ideas. So you can now tell ChatGPT to say, okay, give me fresh ideas on what should be included in the mobile app. Just randomly, although remember, we've not done any research. I just wanted to give me ideas on anything just randomly right now. So you can see now, ChatGPT is giving me ideas on what should be included in that app. At least some of these things, I can pen it down and include it in my research to say, okay, most of these features, will it actually be effective? Will it help children that are willing to save and all these kind of things? So all these feedbacks, I can review it and add it to my research and push it out to people that I'm going to work with, that our target audience. So for example, I can say, okay, create, okay. So now at least the idea aspect is written out. Don't let us go too far. So we just explore other ones too. So I hope you understand that aspect whereby ChatGPT can assist you as a design assistant, whereby it gives you ideas on what to actually do talking about during your design process while working on the product. So let's check another one. Virtual researcher. Okay, so now Praise is a UX designer conducting user research and personal development. And so how will ChatGPT help you doing your research? Just like Moses mentioned earlier, that the research aspect is all a bit difficult. So now how will they help you? So as a designer, so I'm going to ask ChatGPT now, okay, list everything I should do during the design, the research process for this app. So now you can say I'm communicating to it. I'm asking the question just the way it comes to my mind. So you can see now it has written out everything that I need to do during my research process. You can see you don't need to rack your brain at all. The app will actually give you all the list of everything you need to do. So it can even go to the extent of you even telling it to create the whole questionnaire you're going to use for your target audience. So for example, now you can say, okay, please write out the questionnaire I should use for this project during the research process. I just wrote it anyhow, even though this is not a perfect sentence. But I hope you're still following me. You can see now, see, it's writing out the questionnaires I need to use for that particular project. So you can see now, so it's writing demographic, at least for virtually all of it. For those who are familiar with how to perform research and creating questionnaire, perhaps you want to create a questionnaire that will add to your Google form to share with maybe parents or the target audience that you have. So you can see it now, it has given you quite a number of suggestions. Now I can say, okay, these questions are too much. I can tell you to revamp and reduce the number of questions and add multiple options. So can you see this now? But remember why the quote I read earlier. You have to be the one to imagine. It depends on how much you know and how much you can imagine that the system will help you. So this ChatGPT cannot do your work, but it can only assist you to make your work faster. That is just the main thing it can do, because all these things are not given to me when I started this whole prompt. You can see that I keep asking him the detailed or direct question or direct information I need, and it's giving me exactly as I want it. So you can see now it's giving me, okay, maybe when creating the survey, now I can add child's age, put the options, child's gender, how often does your child use the mobile app, or games, is your child blah blah blah. I guess virtually we are not going through design process, so I'm not going to go through much of this, but don't worry, I'm going to share this link with you guys later on so that you can see how I'm updating it. So that is it. So Moses, I would like to ask you a question. What other aspect of research do you find most difficult to do when you're performing a research? I think Moses and who mentioned research earlier, Ed Young, Francis, and Olashukpo. Can you tell me what aspect of research is quite difficult for you?
Okay.
I hope you can
Good
hear
evening.
me.
This is Moses.
Yeah,
Yes.
good evening.
Yes. The aspect of research that is most difficult is actually the initial parts of brainstorming, of thinking about like
Okay.
what actually when you are doing research, you actually need to sort out a lot of things, like, okay, this is what I need to find out, this is where I'm going, this is my aim, this is what I need to achieve.
Mm,
That initial part is actually very
mm,
difficult most times.
mm. Okay, so let's imagine you're the product designer we're talking about now. You saw where we started from. You're employed to work with this company called Pexels. There is a fintech company, and they're trying to create a mobile app to help children save. You understand? We first listed out the design process. It has helped us with that. We wrote out that, okay, what should we include in design in the research aspect? And we have also created the questionnaire to share out. So what do you think is another aspect of the research aspect that you think you need to do right now? Can you hear me?
For me,
Moses is
yes, I
gone.
can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear
Okay.
me? Okay, so
Hello,
after
I can
this,
hear
I'll
you.
actually, yes, I'll get, since it has given me the user questions, I will send out, I will craft out my questions that I actually need from there to create a survey. So from this survey, I will already have my user personas. I will send out the survey. So from
Please,
the
can you all
result of the
hear?
survey, I'll draft out my user personas.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. I think I got that aspect. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. User persona. So thank you very much. So let's tell. So how should I create the user persona based on the results of the above research? So now you see what it's going to do. I hope it works. Okay. So now he's writing out how I'm going to read the user persona. Then I'm going to tell him to assume the results for the research and create the user personas. Okay. So, but note, you have to perform your research, but this one I'm just trying, so just to speed up our work. So I'm telling ChatGPT to assume the results for the, you should assume that he has carried out the research to create a persona. Created 3 different personas. One is age 10, one is age 8, one is age 40. So that is 2 children. Maybe one is a male, one is a female. Then the one is a parent, that is the mother. How will the mother use the app? How will the girl use the app? How will the boy use the app? And their app usage, financial awareness, and a lot of other things. You can see that this has given you virtually everything you need. And you can even go further to even ask ChatGPT to create user journey map for you based on this. Create user journey map based on all, okay, for user journey map for each persona or whatever. We just leave it as that. I hope you get what I'm saying. Okay. So you can see this. So virtually as much as anything you can imagine, as long as you know your design process, you know the stages you need to follow, which ChatGPT can actually assist you to know which of the stages, then just keep asking and gives you all the data, they can refine it into what you want to do. But make sure you don't use this data that ChatGPT use for you, because this is an assumption, assumed result or assumed survey. You have to use your own survey to create something like this. But this should help you to streamline your own results to give you the perfect results. Or I hope you get my point. So whereby the result we're generating with that is that ChatGPT will be able to analyze the responses and also provide comprehensive data analysis, saving time and effort. So let me just quickly mention one last thing. There is another trick to it whereby ChatGPT can actually, all the results or survey responses you got, you can copy it as a text, paste it into ChatGPT and tell it to analyze all the results and give you insights from that particular survey you've carried out. So you don't have to even stress yourself. So just copy every of the results, tell ChatGPT to sort it out, create a table, create a persona based on that, the user journey, a flow diagram and all that. It will actually assist you in doing all that. So don't let us use too much time with that. After the whole session, you can ask as many questions as you want. So then content creation. I guess some of you might have been working on a project before, and your clients will tell you, please, we don't have a content developer. Please help. So Ahmed, as a designer now, needs copy for the design. So ChatGPT can also generate copy for that particular design you're doing. For example, now I'm going to tell ChatGPT to create the copy for the landing page. Okay, so write the copy for the landing page website for with specifying each section. So let's see if you can do that for us. So can you see this? So I'm not writing anything. you can see that automatically has given me virtually everything I'm using for the website. So remember, when you want to create a landing page for the website, you have a hero section that is the top of your website. You have header, sub-header, the call to action, the header, the description. But note that all these are just auto-generated. It might not go in line with what the company really does, but this is just assumed copy. So you can use this pending the time your client will give you the required copy for your platform. And most of these are what you call it is non-plagiarized or whatever they call it. So you can actually use, and you can still refine it however you want to make sure you're able to get the exact copies you want for the brand, and this is good to go. So that's as much as you can able to do doing your copywriting. And while you're working on design also, there are plugins that are being built based on ChatGPT engine. So we'll talk more about that during the last session, the last 5 aspects of the usage. So efficient design system. So let's talk about that. Is another section that most designers always find difficult, whereby you want to create this now, then you're confused. Oh, what color should I use? What text should I use? What kind of text should I use? What kind of icons or buttons should I use? What kind of assets or tokens should I create? So now I'm going to tell ChatGPT to give me everything I need to list in my design system and also give me all the details. So now look at what I'm going to do right now. Right out, okay. Write out everything needed for the design system for this brand. Now, including what and what. So trying to be specific, you should try as much as possible to be specific with your request so that you give you the exact results you want. So I'm going to tell it colors, typography, what else? Button sizes, styles, shadows. I'm just going to keep writing random things that comes to my head. Shadow, etc. Let's just leave it as that. Let's see what it's going to give us. So you can see this now. So I don't even need to wrap my brain about the colors I need to use, or styles, or typography, or text, or imagery. You can see even to accessibility, motion, interaction, and everything. You can see it has given me the colors I should use for the brand. And right now I can copy this and use it to create my text styles. I hope you guys are familiar with all that already. So typography, so it's going to give me the type of font I should use. And I can also specify that, okay, I don't want gold, use green instead, and it's going to modify it and give me the next result. So that is how much it can help you. So you can just keep asking as much questions as you want, and it's going to assist you while working on design system for that brand. So now other things it can do now. The other sections of we're going to be talking about now, most of these things cannot be getting easily using ChatGPT platform itself. So but there are some plugins within Figma that can assist you to achieve all these things. So we're going to go into Figma right now, and we're going to try out some plugins that are built based on ChatGPT engine. You get it now? So there, some of it, let me see if I can find. Yeah, okay. Some of the AI tools that we're going to be exploring towards the end, Realm Library, QQ, I don't even know all these, Wireframe Designer, Cube, GPT, Figaro, Genius. So we're going to talk about these ones later. So whereby, in case you want to perform analysis of your design, perhaps doing your usability testing to test, okay, what are the usability issues with this design? Am I using the right colors? Am I using colors that are accessible and all those other things? You can try some of these plugins and it's going to analyze your design and give you feedback in real time. So we're going to practice all that at the end of the session. So also there is something whereby perhaps you want to perform trend spotting. Perhaps you want to say, okay, what are the latest trends in design while creating fintech app for children? So it's going to give you ideas on how to create it and give you suggestions on what other competitors are doing in the market and how you should implement it into your own design also. So design exploration. For example, while you're working on the project, you go to an aspect whereby for the checkout aspect or maybe for the KYC process, you're trying to think, okay, how else should I design this particular section? If you feed it into these plugins, they will give you some other ideas on how you can achieve those designs. And also, you can still go into ChatGPT and ask it questions based on that and give you some feedback. So also, design critique. after you've completed your design, you can even feed your design into these ChatGPT engines and to review your design and highlight where you have made some errors. Perhaps you didn't use the accessibility of your colors were not all right, perhaps the spacing, perhaps the alignment of the content, or you just need to make some improvements in some sections. You say how those tools are going to assist you to do that. So also design iteration. Perhaps some of you don't know, there are other plugins within ChatGPT that can even assist you to create a detailed flow chart for your design. Let's see if we can play with that. With that work. Let's see. Although this might not be accessible for those people using the free version, but for those who want to try to get the premium version, I can tell ChatGPT to create a flow chart. Let's see if it works. I don't know. I've never tried this. So create a flow chart for a fintech mobile app UI design. Fintech mobile app for children. Let's see if it works. Well, that is loading. Why that one is loading? I think network. Come on. Yeah, it's loading. So let's go on. We'll check back. It's still why it's, I hope it works. So we can use it to create detailed flow charts and to even draw out the whole sections of your flow chart for that particular app. And you can use that to streamline your prototype while you're working on your prototype. And if even your user journey, you can use to create user journey maps and everything. So we'll try that towards the end of our session. Then collaborative design. While working, perhaps you can see how much, boy, come up. Okay, I don't know what is happening, why it's not loading, but let's go back to what we're doing. So, so for example, you've gotten so much information right here, and there's no way you can tell your friend that is working in perhaps Lagos or Abuja or someone else working in Dubai or US or Canada. You're working with a team, and you want to share all this information you've gotten with the person. So there are methods whereby you can click on share button here. I hope you guys can see it, and just copy the link and share it with whichever team we are working with, and they'll be able to review everything you've done. So I'm going to copy and paste. Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing some of your comments here. I will go to it later. Talking about problem submitted and others. Okay, so so you can, when each of you, any of you, you can click on this link now. Make sure you click on the link I shared in the chat section right now. You will have access to everything we've done right now within ChatGPT and be able to add more information. So, but there is one issue with it, whereby if you add any extra information to this, I'm not going to get a feedback concerning new information you're searching right now, which is something I hope they're going to resolve in their next update. So that's just it, collaboration. Then let's go to the next. Oh, I guess, wow, that was very fast. So we've gone through like close to 10 different features of how ChatGPT can actually assist you while working on designs. So I'm not going to be to iterate too much on everything. One, we talked about how it can help you as a design assistant, how it can help you as a virtual researcher, creative copy, to streamline your design system, help you to test your designs, to check the analytical capability of the design, give you new ideas on your design, then also give you suggestions on new features or how you can actually implement them, then also give you reviews on, give you feedbacks on your design, prototyping, reducing the complexity of your prototype, and collaboration. So combining everything we just talked about together, don't worry, we're still going to do some practice work very shortly. So we can group everything into just 5 major sections. It can assist you during your research period. It can assist you during design review and ideas. Design, it can be your design assistant, give you copy review, copy during your copywriting, you can use ChatGPT for that. And also for testing, it can also assist you during testing. So another usage for designers, so you can also use it aside just using ChatGPT for everything we just talked about. You can use it during your resume to design your resume or your portfolio content. When you're preparing for your interview, you can also use ChatGPT for that, even to create copies for your job cover letters. You can try use that. So I know I've said a million things in just a very short time. Don't worry. So I'm going to share this document with you guys. You can go over it and read through again. And if you have any questions, you can still reach out and I'll be available to respond to you guys. So, and remember, we're going to be having, in the next few years, we're going to be having quite a number of plugins and features that are going to be integrated into Figma that are going to assist you in making very creative designs and very perfect designs. So we're going to try one or two of it. I hope I still have time. Like, how many minutes do I have left, Esther?
You have about.
Is Esther there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
12 minutes? You say 12 minutes?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, that's too good. Thank you. So there is a lot of plugins that will be rolled out that will be built on ChatGPT engine. So which assists you to make work very fast for you. We're going to try like 2 or 3 of it right now very fast and see how you can achieve some of these things. So let's see. So let's try some of the tools that are built based on ChatGPT engine. So what these tools did was they used, because ChatGPT is actually an open source software, so they refactored the API to create plugins within Figma that can assist you while you're working on designs. So we're going to try 1 or 2 right now very fast, and let's see how it's going to work. So Relum Library. So this app actually help you to create sitemap for your designs and anything. So we're going to quickly try it right now and see how it works out. So I've installed the plugin already. I guess you guys know how to install plugins. So I'm going to share the links for everything after the meeting, don't worry. So let's try the one for Relum Library now. So we're going to run this. We do this out of Figma. So I'm going to try this out. Let's see. Okay. Second to run this. So I'll tell you a trick now while it populates this. I'll show you something. So where was I able to get this? So there is Relum is actually a company that creates they create different plugins for Figma, and they have the Relum library. They have several others like Relum Ipsum, and I think they're the one that also built Stack plugin. What this platform actually did, I went to their website, although I cannot go through all that right now. So you guys, whenever you install it on your own system, you're going to see how that works. So I went to their website, then I told the system to create a flow diagram for an AI-powered virtual fitness coach app. So after I did that, it automatically synchronized with my Figma app. And immediately I come back into Figma, it's going to automatically list out everything I've actually done so far. So don't worry, in case that is somehow unclear. So this is their website now. I can create a new project here, enter the details of whatever project I want to do, and automatically it's going to, okay, I think I've adjusted my limit. So it's going to create a sitemap for whatever project I'm going to working on. So sometimes sitemaps are always very complicated for you to build. So this will actually help you to create a sitemap talking about the features, the call to actions, footer, and all those sections that you're going to use for your mobile app or whatever design you're doing. Then you can push it into Figma and you can continue working on your project based on that. For those who know how that works, so if you have more questions on that, we can talk about it later. So there's another one called QO. This is one of my favorite plugins that was built. So this platform actually helps you to create, perhaps to generate user personas. And if you have interview questions, can help you generate the interview questions. I also help you to analyze it. US copywriting can also generate journey map. So let's quickly try that out and let's see the results for that. Hope it works fast. Okay, so this is a template of how it looks like, but let's try one right now ourselves. Here, I'm going to go to plugin, go to QO. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you to create personas for me based on what demographic. Remember, we generated some persona here. Do you remember when we were creating something here? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do this. Let's see if it works. This is a trial. So 24, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's just too much. Demographic, blah, 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 blah. Okay, scenario using program to create efficient blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the mobile app, I think it's here. Challenges and preferences. Let's see if it works. Just want to try. Where is it? When our personal interacts with the product or service. Text. Oh, because of the columns. Let's see if it works. It's just a random idea. Okay. Okay. So even though this is not giving us the right result because I didn't use the right copies and everything, but as soon as we have more information I've been able to write out here, it's going to write everything out: the user goals, the needs, the motivations, frustrations, stats, and opportunities. Because I don't have the time to write much copies here, you can see that it's only the information I feed it here that I actually generated here. So when you have the time, you can just copy the details of everything you have here, feed it into the system, and it automatically creates your user personas for you and everything you're going to need. So in case you want to create a journey map also, you can feed in the personal details that we have. Whatever that it is, they enter the scenario, then you can also generate it and generate all that else for you. So you have US copywriting and design checklist to check, okay, the design you've actually done, you can tell it to review it and give you feedback right on that particular design. So you can try it out after the meeting because I have a short time. Then the other ones now is WireGen APIs, AI and wireframe designer. So there are times when you want to work on a design and you'll be asked to create a wireframe for the design. These apps are built on that same engine whereby it automatically creates a wireframe for you for whatever design you're working on and generates the whole interface for you. So that is what you can now move on to work on and modify for your project. So what do you want to design? Let's say a fintech mobile app for children. So let's see. So you can see now this, okay, this is for a website now. I didn't choose for mobile app. So you can see now automatically, just by writing as little as this information, it's trying to create the wireframe for the website on how it's going to look like. You can see, oh, did I say fintech or fitness coach? That's a mistake. Okay, so so it's going to generate all the copy for at least the design for it, but this is completely wrong. I don't know what went wrong. But anyway, this is just an idea of how it will generate the wireframe for you. So this is another software that does that also. That's also built on the same ChatGPT engine. So you can enter the details of your project using just your copy. You understand? You write the details of your project, and it's going to generate the idea for you. So I think I wrote one here, and let's try this out. Let's try. Let me just use the same thing here so that we don't waste too much time. Generate. So this other one, I love it better because it even shows the analysis of while it's working for the project and even generates a random name for the product. So you can just try this out too. Okay, that's it. So you can try several of those AI tools. I've listed the links there also. So you can try them out and give it a shot. If you have more questions about it, so you are welcome. So that covers for everything that you can achieve with it. So if you have more questions about the things you think ChatGPT cannot achieve or that you think can achieve, or you're trying to ask how this is achievable using the system, so you can feel free to unmute right now and just ask your questions about them. Hope I wasn't talking too fast anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so thank
much.
you. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Please raise your hand so I will just call so it won't be loud.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
$0. And you can also drop comments.
Yeah.
Feel free to drop comments so that I can quickly move on to answer you too.
Sorry, sir, can you resend the link because I didn't mix it? It's not showing on my screen here.
Oh, what's that? The link to what?
No, at 7:41.
Hello, sorry, I didn't hear what you just said.
As in, I can see a link on your screen that you shared on the income messages, but I can't find it on my screen here.
Oh, okay. I should reshare it. Okay, so it's actually nothing. So it's a link to the ChatGPT chat I did here to get all the necessary information we did. So that is what I dropped in the group. So I'm dropping it again right now. So you can check it now. Thank you.
Thank you,
So if you
sir.
have any questions, yeah, you're welcome. So just you can drop a comment, and if you want to unmute, you can unmute and ask a question.
Okay, I have a question, Olamide.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to ask, we've heard about like the advantages of using ChatGPT. But if you have specific experiences of using ChatGPT that are limited, like the limits of using ChatGPT, like personal experiences from you.
Oh, okay. The limits I
Yeah.
have using ChatGPT, right?
ChatGPT, yes. Or
The limits.
you faced.
The challenges. Okay, so I was discussing with a friend, Adeyosola, yesterday when we were reviewing this presentation. So there is one major issue I have with ChatGPT right now, which I had to even buy the premium version, but yet I could not achieve doing that using their system. So right now, let's say I've finished my design. We've designed the mobile app, and I want to tell ChatGPT to review the design and give me feedback or on that particular design, or give me suggestions on how I can improve the design. Right now, there's no way for you to upload an image within ChatGPT, such that it can help you. You can upload the image and it can review the design for you and give you suggestions on that particular design. Right now, you cannot do that because you can only write text. It's fully text-based. So, but while exploring, I decided to go further and say, okay, what other platform can assist me to achieve this thing, whereby I can upload my design, then the system can review the design and give me feedbacks on the design. So that's when I found out about this platform, Wizard. So it can actually do several things for us, whereby you can see that it's an AI-powered design platform also. But I don't know whether it's built on ChatGPT engine, but whereby you can upload even your sketches, and it can convert your sketch to a real-life design, and also help you to modify the design right online. There's another platform called Genius. So this platform just got bought by, I think, Figma, if I'm not wrong. So what this platform does is an AI system that can assist you while working in real time. It will work alongside with you while doing your design and give you suggestions while working on Figma. So I will share both links. You can try it out and see how it works. This hasn't been launched yet, but the second one has been launched. You guys can try it out and see how it works. So that is a major limitation I have right now, is the ability that you cannot upload designs for review. So you can try it out and just see how it works for now. Thank you.
All
I hope I
right,
answered your
thank you.
question, Esther.
Yes, you did. This plugins
okay.
or this website, are they free to use?
Sorry, I didn't
Are
hear
they
you.
free? I said this website, are they free to use?
Oh, yes. So Wizard is free to use. But at least 90% of everything on Wizard is free to use. But I won't advise you to pay for the premium version. Sorry to say for the brand, it was a waste of money for me to pay for the premium version because I'm able to achieve much. But I hope very soon they will be able to advance further and be able to achieve more with their premium version. But right now, it's not worth it buying right now. So let's even try one of it. While I'm going through the comments, I will just keep playing around with this and you guys can see. So I can decide right now to upload, for example, you can see now, I can scan my wireframe or screenshots or even take one of my designs I've done in Figma. I'll export it to JPEG, bring it into the platform, then to convert the JPEG to editable design and help me make modifications to it right in real time. You can see that's detected as a web platform, import into the platform, then automatically all these, even though it's an image, to make it editable, I can make modifications to it. So that's just it. So it's free to some extent, but if you want to buy the premium version, it's also free, but I would advise you not to buy the premium version, just use the free version for now.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Orubo John, I'm not always available, but you're free to reach out to me. I'll drop my LinkedIn profile in the group. So let me see, .com/. So please, you can unmute if you have any question. Feel free to unmute and ask a question. Thank you very much.
Really, you can ask your question.
Can you say oh yes, Philip Ojo, you said can we use ChatGPT for all these too? You can use ChatGPT for virtually everything, but for those that are not achievable, there are plugins within Figma. I know virtually all of you use Figma. Within Figma that can help you achieve these results. And for those who, I hope everyone in the meeting is that they're actually designers, so I don't have to go through all those other scenarios where you can use them. So, but if you have more questions, feel free to send me a question anytime. Oh, Yeni Adedoyin.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good evening, sir. Thank you for your presentation. However, I have a question to ask. So my first question is that, is there a way to use ChatGPT? And the reason why I'm asking is this. You know, for instance, if two of us enter the same prompt, for instance, are we going to get the same result?
No.
Like assuming maybe, okay, we don't get the same results.
No, okay, so there's a trick to it. Now, ChatGPT is built based on an AI engine that is fed with 1 million data. So, for example, if you tell ChatGPT to list, unless there's an exact result, you understand? For example, you say 2 + 2 is equals to 4 everywhere in the world. Am I right? But yet, if you tell ChatGPT that, okay, list list features for me to implement or use in my mobile app, it will go through a very wide range of information all over the world and streamline the information and only give you, let's say, like 10 results. So that means it's giving you 10 over 1 billion results. So it's going to give you 10 results out of 1 billion. You can't expect when it wants to give you 10 results out of 1 billion to give you the exact 10 results again. It's going to be virtually different, but some might be the same. Do you understand? So it has a library of, let's say, 1 billion content. So it can never give us the same results.
Okay, because the reason why I'm asking is that I don't know if from people that I see online, for instance, you can know if the content is generated by ChatGPT, like you obviously know. So, like, how
now,
do you?
Let me tell you a trick. Now, do you know that I can? There's a fun thing about ChatGPT is that if you talk to ChatGPT like a robot, it's going to respond to you like a robot. But if you talk to ChatGPT like a human being, it's going to respond to you like a human being. Then there's another aspect to it whereby you can tell ChatGPT to study the way you write, and it will write the same way you write. Now, for example, let's look for, no, I don't want to go into that right now. So if you look for how, let me look for anybody. Do you know the feature? Who knows the feature? Do you know the feature? Cristo, yeah. Do you know how Cristo writes? Do you understand? You can copy exactly how he writes his articles, paste it into ChatGPT, tell you to study the way he writes, and it should create an article for you based on the way he writes, and it's going to generate that article for you based on that way. So there is no way you will actually know that it's ChatGPT that gave you the results. So you have to be very smart with the way you ask ChatGPT, and it's going to give you the results in exactly the way you want. You can change your tone of feedbacks or copy and everything. It's going to give you the streamlined content for you. Do you get the idea now?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for the question. Yes, okay. Samuel, you said? Okay, Philip, would you let me first answer you? Let me advise you, don't buy ChatGPT Premium. Sorry, ChatGPT guys. I'm only saying it for now, for your stage, unless you have a particular thing you want to achieve, or perhaps be a developer, I can tell you to get ChatGPT. But for a designer, ChatGPT is not actually, the premium version is not advisable for you. Don't waste your money on it. But be a developer, you can try ChatGPT Premium. It's going to be very good for you because there are some plugins that comes with it that will actually help you to perform a lot of actions. But for designers, I would advise you don't buy the premium version. Everything you can achieve with the free version is enough for you. So someone also asks, can ChatGPT do user testing? No, unfortunately. So but there are some aspects of it you can actually, that's why I mentioned some plugins. So there's a plugin called Stack. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stack. So Stack, let me see if I can find it. So they just built an AI or ChatGPT engine, AI tool that can assist you while working on your design in real time. Well, you can try it out. So this is it. I hope you guys can see. You can take a screenshot. Stack accessibility tools. You can use to check your contrast, typography, alt text, touch, that is its areas and its maps. So this is good for you right now. So ChatGPT itself cannot do that for you, but plugins built on ChatGPT engines can actually do that for you. This was built not on ChatGPT engine, but Sidekick was built on that particular engine, which will assist you while working in real time. I've not tried it myself because most of the ones I tried, they didn't give me the nice results I wanted. I just wasted my money. So right now, I would just say you should wait like 2 months or 3 months before you start buying all these plugins. Thank you. Please, how do we get the names of those AI plugins we used? Oh, yes. So I'm going to share the PDF. Should I do that right now? Let me try and export it. I'll export the PDF and share it with Esther. I don't know, Esther, is there a way you can share the PDF documents with them? Or let me do this.
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys the link. So I'll try and export the PDF and give it to Esther for those who can reach out to Esther. But I'll also give you the Figma link to this presentation. I did all the presentation I did on Figma. So when you go into Figma, you can click on any of all these. They're actually hyperlinked and to go straight to the plugins I used. I guess if I answered you already. So I'll drop the Figma link to the presentation. Feel free to play around with this. It's open source. Thank you. So good evening. Sorry to draw you back a little, but I missed the part where you talked about interacting with ChatGPT in a way to get results, not AI-ish. Okay, Simeon, please, can you unmute and talk? Simeon, please, if you have any questions, feel free to drop your comments. And Esther, please let us know when our time is almost over.
Okay, we've exceeded the time, but Simeon can ask a
Oh,
question.
okay, sorry. Can we just take like 2 more? So Simeon, can you unmute? Okay, so let me ask a question if Simeon is not online. Okay, so can anyone actually tell me how I can use ChatGPT for testing? Just you can drop a comment. I hope you can all hear me or everyone is shy. $0. If I said there is a gift, no.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Simeon.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for the presentation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
When you were talking about how you could use when someone was asking that you would know if the results are generated by ChatGPT. So I missed the part where you were trying to like explain copy from here, that and that.
Oh, okay. So that the results you're getting might look AI-ish. Oh, let me just say it in one sentence. It just depends. Should I say that? Okay, so now let's do something. Let's quickly do something. Create the about section content for this brand. Now, if you can see what I did right now, ChatGPT will only write a copy for me based on the way I asked it, right? So now I can now tell ChatGPT that, okay, thank you for doing this, but now it seems as if this looks too official. So I can now tell it, okay, rewrite, okay, copy and make it more fun-like for children. And add emojis to, let's see, I just randomly changed it and let's see if it's going to work. You can see this now. Now we are both using ChatGPT, but the way I refine the copy or the way I tell it to give me the feedback changes the way it's giving me the whole contents. Now it's still writing about the product, but yet in a totally different way. So the way you feed your information to ChatGPT is the way it's going to give it back. So you have to make sure you add human-like empathy to your content or the way you ask it. That is the way it's going to give you your result back. Do you get the idea now?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. So I guess there's no more questions. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. The reason why I asked how ChatGPT can help you to do this testing, I told you earlier, is not feasible right now. So I just thought anybody, one of you will tell me again. Okay, but thank you very much. And thank you, Esther, and thank you for the organizers also. It's a wonderful experience, and I hope you all learned at least one new thing. So for those who still ask questions to ask, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Just search my name, Alowooja Olamide. I can't take much connections again, but try to reach out. Hopefully I'll be able to accept. So feel free to ask me any question through Esther or anywhere. So I'll be able to reply to you anytime. So thank you guys. Thank you, Esther, and thank you, Pixels, for organizing this. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Very insightful.